Today our topic is what the Stoics thought about love and relationships. The Stoics were ancient philosophers who believed in living a life of virtue, reason, and self-control. They taught that the key to a good life is not in external things like money, fame, or even other people, but in how we think and how we manage our emotions. When it comes to love and relationships, the Stoics had some unique ideas that might surprise you. They believed that love and relationships are important, but they also warned us to be careful about how we approach them. Let's explore what they thought and how their ideas can help us today. First, the Stoics believed that love is natural and good. They saw love as a natural part of being human. We are social creatures, and we need connections with others to live a full life. Love, in all its forms, romantic love, friendship, family love, is something that can bring joy and meaning to our lives. But the Stoics also knew that love can be complicated. It can make us happy, but it can also make us suffer if we are not careful. That's why they taught that we should approach love with wisdom and self-awareness. One of the most important ideas the Stoics had about love is that we should not depend on others for our happiness. This might sound strange because we often think of love as something that makes us happy. But the Stoics believed that true happiness comes from within. It comes from living a virtuous life, from being a good person, and from having control over our own emotions. If we depend on someone else to make us happy, we are giving them power over us. And if they leave or disappoint us, we will feel lost and hurt. The Stoics said that we should love others, but we should not let our happiness depend on them. We should be strong enough to be happy on our own. This doesn't mean that the Stoics thought we should avoid love or relationships. On the contrary, they believe that love is a good thing, but it should be based on reason and virtue, not on passion or neediness. They taught that we should love others in a way that is healthy and balanced. We should care about them, but we should not become so attached that we lose ourselves. The Stoics called this preferred indifference. It means that while we prefer to have love and relationships in our lives, we should also be prepared to accept it if they are taken away. We should enjoy the good times, but we should not cling to them or fear their loss. Another important idea from the Stoics is that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot control. In relationships, this means that we should focus on being good partners, friends, or family members. We should treat others with kindness, respect, and honesty. But we cannot control how they feel or what they do. If someone does not love us back or if they hurt us, we cannot change that. All we can do is control our own actions and reactions. The Stoics believed that by focusing on what we can control, we can avoid a lot of unnecessary pain and suffering. The Stoics also believed that love should be based on mutual respect and shared values. They thought that the best relationships are those where both people are working toward the same goals, especially the goal of living a virtuous life. A virtuous life, according to the Stoics, is one where we live according to reason, wisdom, courage, and justice. If we are in a relationship with someone who shares these values, we are more likely to have a strong and healthy connection. But if we are with someone who does not share our values, the relationship is likely to be difficult and unsatisfying. The Stoics encouraged us to choose our partners and friends wisely, based on who they are as people, not just on how they make us feel. The Stoics also had some practical advice for dealing with the challenges of love and relationships. One of their key teachings is that we should not let our emotions control us. It's natural to feel strong emotions in relationships: love, anger, jealousy, sadness, but the Stoics believed that we should not let these emotions take over. Instead, we should use reason to guide our actions. For example, if we feel jealous, we should ask ourselves why we feel that way. Is it because we are insecure? Is it because we are afraid of losing someone? Once we understand the reason behind our emotions, we can decide how to act in a way that is rational and virtuous. Another piece of advice from the Stoics is that we should practice gratitude in our relationships. They believe that we should appreciate the people we love and be thankful for the time we have with them. But they also reminded us that nothing lasts forever. People change, relationships end, and life is unpredictable. By practicing gratitude, we can enjoy the present moment without clinging to it or fearing its loss. This attitude of gratitude can help us have a more positive and peaceful approach to love and relationships. The Stoics also believed that we should be prepared for loss. They knew that loss is a natural part of life, and they taught that we should accept it with courage and dignity. If we lose someone we love, whether through a breakup, a fight, or even death, we should not let it destroy us. Instead, we should remember that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. We can choose to learn from the experience, to grow stronger, and to continue living a virtuous life. The Stoics believe that this kind of resilience is one of the most important qualities we can have. Finally, the Stoics believe that love and relationships are opportunities for growth. They saw every relationship as a chance to practice virtues like patience, kindness, forgiveness, and understanding. They believed that by working on ourselves and striving to be better people, we can also become better partners, friends, and family members. The Stoics taught that the goal of life is not to avoid pain or seek pleasure, but to live with wisdom and virtue. And love, when approached in the right way, can help us do that. In conclusion, the Stoics had a deep and thoughtful approach to love and relationships. They believed that love is natural and important, but they also warned us to be careful about how we approach it. They taught us to love without dependency, to focus on what we can control, and to base our relationships on mutual respect and shared values. They encouraged us to manage our emotions with reason, to practice gratitude, and to be prepared for loss. And they reminded us that love is an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. By following these teachings, we can have healthier, more fulfilling relationships and live a more peaceful and virtuous life.